Hello and welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest from different sporting arenas. In the next half an hour, we're going to bring you the latest from the ongoing T20I 5-match series between India and Australia. We will also get you the latest on the latest qualifiers of the T20 Cricket World Cup, which are all set to take place next year. And when we talk about the upcoming year, we are also reminded of the 2024 Olympics. So we will get you all the latest on everything. Let's quickly begin with the top headlines of the hour. India leads T20I series by 2-1 against Australia. Australia registers victory in third T20I. On the other hand, Ruturaj Gaikwad scores maiden ton in international tournaments. Namibia secures qualification spot for T20 International Cricket World Cup. Uganda, Kenya, Zimbabwe and Nigeria remain in contention. And Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid and Lazio cruises into Champions League last 16 stage. Paris Saint-Germain draws 1-1 against Newcastle United. First up, let's get you the latest from the T20 International Series. Well, Ruturaj Gaikwad opened up his international account with his maiden ton against Australia at the ongoing 5-match T20 International Series. However, once again, Maxwell single-handedly led Team Australia to victory, beating India by 5 wickets in third T20 International encounter. Here's a report that tells you more. Let's take a look.
India is currently playing a 5-match T20 International Series against Australia at home ground. The series that came soon after the Cricket World Cup 2023 grand finale between the two titans is witnessing incredible performances by both the teams. Currently, Team India is leading the series by 2-1. However, India lost the third T20I at Guwahati by 5 wickets to mighty Aussies on Tuesday. Glenn Maxwell's yet another international ton did the trick for Team Australia. On the other hand, for Team India, Ruturaj Gaikwad posted his first international ton, opening more avenues on international pitches for him. In third T20 encounter, Australia lost wickets frequently as the batters kept themselves within sights of the required run rate. It eventually ended up becoming almost a one-man show with Maxwell almost single-handedly keeping their run rate up while Marcus Stoinis struggled at the other end. Captain Matthew Wade also took time to get going, but he eventually started ably assisting Maxwell. Maxwell finished off with a 6 and 3 fours off the last 4 balls of the match, finishing unbeaten on 104 of 48 balls, while Wade was on 28 of 16. On the other hand, Team India got off to a shaky start, batting first with Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ishan Kishan falling early. Suryakumar and Ruturaj Gaikwad then steadied the ship. The pair put up 57 of 47 balls for the third wicket before Suryakumar Yadav fell for 39 of 29. Gaikwad accelerated dramatically and went past 100 in 52 balls. The last over for the Indian innings was bowled by Glenn Maxwell and it went for a whopping 30 runs. India ended up with a score of 222 for 3. with Gaikwad finishing unbeaten on 123 of 57 balls. With this, Gaikwad also became the first Indian to score T20 ton against Australia, and his score was the second highest by an Indian in the format, behind Shubman Gill's 126 not out against New Zealand in February. India will next play its fourth T20 match on December 1st in Raipur. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, Sri Lanka Cricket announced on Wednesday that India will tour the island nation for a 6-match white ball series. The 6-match series will include 3 ODIs and 3 T20Is in July next year after the T20 World Cup. The men's national team will play 52 international games, including 10 tests, 21 ODIs and 21 T20Is. The T20 internationals, on the other hand, do not account for the additional games that they will play during the T20 Cricket World Cup. Well, the ICC has banned Sri Lanka cricket for government interference, and the Under-19 World Cup has now been moved to South Africa. The national teams, men and women, will, however, be allowed to fulfill their bilateral obligations. Namibia has booked its berth in the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup to be held in the West Indies and the USA next year. Namibia clinched its spot after an impeccable performance at the World Cup Africa qualifier. Their 58-run victory over Tanzania ensured their remarkable qualification with one match to spare. They have now become the first team to secure one of the two spots available for the qualifier event. The Eagles are set to progress to their third consecutive Men's T20 World Cup. Their previous appearances include the 2021 and 2022 events co-hosted by the UAE and Oman along with Australia. The campaign kicked off by defeating pre-event favourite Zimbabwe by 7 wickets. A well-executed victory against Uganda, the East Africans and Kenya as well. Staying on cricket, the Board of Control for Cricket in India announced the extension of contracts for head coach Rahul Dravid as well as his support staff. Rahul Dravid had been serving as the head coach for Team India for the past 2 years. His contract expired this month after the recently concluded ICC Men's ODI World Cup. During the period when Dravid was out of contract, VVS Lakshman took up the role of stand-in head coach. Lakshman is the head coach for India in the ongoing 5-match T20 International Series against Australia. VVS Lakshman also heads the National Cricket Academy. Well, Dravid will take the helm once again as the head coach for India's tour to South Africa. Moving on in Sports Pass, now let's get you an update from the world of hockey. And bringing you the update from domestic hockey tournament where Punjab claimed the gold medal after their penalty shootout triumph over defending champions Haryana in the 13th Hockey India Senior Men National Championship 2023. Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu overcame Karnataka in penalty shootouts to claim the bronze medal. Well, Punjab defeated Haryana in penalty shootout scoring 9-8 after both the teams ended with the match at 2-2. Punjab started the match very strong, scoring the first goal in the 13th minute, and thanks to Harjeet Singh for that. However, Haryana's Sanjay scored from a penalty corner to level the score. In the second half, Punjab's captain Harmanpreet Singh scored a powerful drag flick from a penalty corner to put his team in the lead position. But Haryana's Rajant scored again to equalize and take the game to penalty shootouts. Tamil Nadu now comes back from behind to finish as third. Moving on to boxing rings now, 6-time Asian Championship medalist Shiva Thapa and 2019 World Championship silver medalist Amit Bangal started their campaign on a winning note on day 3 of the 7th Elite Men's National Boxing Championship. Representing Assam, Shiva started off in a dominating fashion against Abhinash Jamwal, but as the bout progressed, the boxer from Himachal Pradesh made a remarkable comeback and made Shiva work for each point, impressing the referees. The bout was closely contested throughout, but the highly experienced Shiva Thapa maintained his composure in the crucial moments of the game to get past his opponent in a 4-3 split decision victory. Amit Bangal did not hesitate to throw punches as his opponent looked clueless, giving the southpaw ample of opportunity to experiment with his moves. Amit finished the bout with an easy 5-0 unanimous decision victory. Now, Tokyo Olympian Ashish Kumar of Himachal Pradesh got the better of his opponent Arshdeep Singh of Punjab. A total of over 350 boxers across 13 weight categories are participating in this championship. And now let's get you good news from the world of archery. India's Sheetal Devi now becomes #1 in the latest rankings released by World Archery, while Sarita Devi secures the 6th position. Recently, the Asian Paralympic Committee in Saudi Arabia also declared her as the best youth athlete of the year. Sheetal Devi was the first Indian to get this prestigious award. Now, in the latest rankings released by World Archery, Sheetal claimed the top spot, while Jean Carla of Brazil was second on the list. Sheetal now is also the first female archer without arms globally. In compound category, India's Abhishek Verma secured the third position. Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra has ventured into the startup world by investing in a regional streaming platform called Stage. The over-the-top platform was launched back in the year 2019. It has over 6 million downloads and a community of over 5.5 lakh paying subscribers. The OTT app caters to local dialects and languages and also has a diverse array of content spanning movies to poetry to motivational content. Neeraj Chopra said, and I quote him here, "Cultural preservation and pride in where we come from. They are woven into the fabric of our identity. My investment in Stage represents more than just a desire to rekindle the flames of our diverse regional dialects." Unquote. Moving on to tennis now, Spain's ATP World number 2 Carlos Alcaraz has set his eyes on Olympic success, other biggest titles and world number 1 spot in the upcoming year. The Spaniard sees next year as a special one following a 2023 campaign in which he won 6 titles including the Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic seized back the world number 1 spot from Carlos Alcaraz. The world number 2 Alcaraz now intends to regain that glory.
ATP World number 2 Carlos Alcaraz has set his goals for 2024. His objective is to win the Olympic medal and fend off challenges from Novak Djokovic and other players to win the biggest titles on offer.
We are going to try to get strong, get in the best possible shape to go to Australia, to try to win it, right? Which in the end is what I'm going to do every tournament. And obviously we are going to try to do the same or better than this season. Adding Olympics, so trying to bring a medal back to my country is what I would like the most and what we are going to work on to achieve.
Carlos Alcaraz considers the upcoming year as a special. In 2023, he won 6 medals, including Wimbledon and Masters 1000, with victories in Indian Wells and Madrid. Alcaraz admitted that it would be up to him and his fellow ATP colleagues to try and halt Djokovic's supremacy on the court. The Serbian has 24 Grand Slam titles in his kitty. No doubt the world number 1 will gun for 4 more Grand Slams and an elusive Olympic gold medal in 2024.
Yes, totally. I think 2024 with the Olympics is going to be a special year for everybody. For the players, for the athletes, for the people who love sports, and obviously Djokovic. I think he has shown year after year that he is ready to win the 4 slams, that he is ready to win the gold. But well, we are here to stop him, aren't we?
The sporting rivalry between the top 2 tennis stars was hallmark of 2023. Djokovic won 3 of the 4 Grand Slam titles and seized back the number 1 spots from Alcaraz. For his part, Alcaraz says he has every intention of taking the crown back.
Staying on tennis, a top seed Arthur Fils got off to a winning start at the next gen ATP finals in Jeddah on Tuesday. The 19-year-old Frenchman defeated 20-year-old Italian Luca Nardi in the Green Group opener. Second seed Luca, another 19-year-old Frenchman, also moved to a 1-0 victory over Abdullah Shilpe of Jordan. Elsewhere, in Green Group play on Tuesday, Italy's Fabio Cobbly overcame third seed Dominic Stricker of Switzerland, while Serbia's Hamad defeated Alex Michelsen of the United States. We are moving for a short break. We'll be right back.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching Sports Pass with me, Deepika. Moving on now, let's get you updates from the world of soccer. Well, Kylian Mbappe struck home a penalty in the 8th minute of stoppage time to earn a 1-1 draw against Newcastle United and kept their Champions League destiny in their own hands on Tuesday. Due to Alexander Isak's first Champions League goal, the visitors led the Group F clash since midway through the opening half. Paris Saint-Germain had more than 30 goal attempts, but Newcastle left them on the brink of a second group defeat after a 4-1 score by Newcastle. Although Mbappe's cool finish means they lost only one of their last 36 group stage matches in the competition at home. But both PSG and Newcastle will have to face formidable teams to guarantee themselves a place in the last 16. But on the other hand, Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix scored in each half to earn Barcelona a 2-1 comeback victory at home against Porto on Tuesday. The victory booked their spot in the Champions League knockout rounds for the first time in 3 seasons. Now, 5-time champions are back in the last 16 after securing a top 2 finish with 1 game remaining in hand. Barcelona are top of Group H on 12 points, which are 3 ahead of Porto and Shakhtar Donetsk, who will play each other on the final match day, which will be a decider match on who will join the Spaniards in the knockout stage. Barcelona need at least a draw against bottom side Antwerp in 2 weeks' time to guarantee top spot in the group. And Manchester City clinched the top spot in Champions League Group G after beating RB Leipzig by 3-2 on Tuesday. Julian Alvarez scored in the 87th minute as the European champions clawed their way back from 2 goals down to take the lead. Erling Haaland and Phil Foden also netted in the second period after one of City's most underwhelming recent first-half performances to give Pep Guardiola's team 15 points after 5 games. Leipzig, which had also reached the last 16, has 9 in hand. The 23-year-old Erling Haaland also now becomes the fastest to score 40 Champions League goals with a strike in the 54th minute. 3 days earlier, Haaland had become the fastest to net 50 Premier League goals in 1-1 draw with Liverpool. Napoli arrived at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium on Tuesday ahead of their Champions League match against Real Madrid. Napoli are second in Group C, 5 points behind the leaders Real Madrid and 4 points clear of third place Braga. The two sides met earlier in the competition in the month of October, with record 14-time winners coming away from Naples with a 3-2 victory. Napoli head coach Walter Mazzarri said he sets himself no limits on the eve of first Champions League match since leaving Napoli a decade ago.
As a coach, even when I was coaching smaller teams, I never set myself any limits. In the meantime, we want to start winning again. It went well in Bergamo, win against Atlanta in Serie A, and tomorrow we have a fundamental test in Champions, against one of the strongest teams in world obviously. We will see where we are, what progress we have made, and then we will take it from there. Not just the president, but all the people who work for Napoli, for the good of Napoli, to see this team, this club, and this city reach the same heights of last season. But let's see, we have just got here.
Germany qualified for the final of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup 2023 after beating Argentina by 4-2 on penalties after the scoreline ended on 3-3 after regulation time at the Manahan Stadium in Surakarta, Indonesia. In the final, Germany will face the winner of the second semi-final between France and Mali, which will be played later in the day today. And now in Sports Buzz, let's change our gears and shift to the F1 tracks. In Formula 1, Alpine's Esteban Ocon finished quickest in an incident-filled day of post-season testing in Abu Dhabi, while Mercedes' George Russell crashed out. After separate delays for the medical helicopter not being in position and a water leak on the track, Russell crashed at turn 6 due to an apparent car failure that badly damaged the front right corner of his car. Another late interruption saw rookie driver Ayumu Iwasa's AlphaTauri catch fire, resulting in Marshall's extinguishing the fire. Ocon completed 110 laps to end nearly 0.3 seconds faster than McLaren's new reserve driver Pato Ward. Team could run 2 cars, with one for race drivers to test tyres and the other for the rookies. Moving on now, let's get you an update from the upcoming Paris Olympics. Well, Paris Olympics are just 8 months away and the celebrations are already in place for the mega event. Ahead of the gala event, Paris City Hall's Christmas illuminations were unveiled on Tuesday, paying tribute to the upcoming Paris Olympics. Let's take a look at this report that tells you more.
Much awaited Paris 2024 Olympics are just around the corner, and the preparations are in full swing for this mega multi-sporting event. Ahead of the gala event, Paris City Hall's Christmas illuminations were unveiled on Tuesday, paying tribute to the colours and symbols of Paris 2024 Olympic Games that kick off in 8 months' time from now. The reveal took place in Christmas Village in front of Paris City Hall in the presence of Paris Mayor, IOC President, IPC President and Paris 2024 Organising Committee's President. While the new look at the City Hall will be in place until the end of the Paris 2024 Games, the travel and accommodation facilities are also gearing up for smooth operational execution during the event. Ahead of the event, French Capital Region's president confirmed that the Paris metro ticket prices will almost double during 2024 Olympics. However, residents with passes would be shielded from temporary rise and visitors would be charged a fair price.
We will have more transport offerings so that the games be accessible for everyone by public transport, and this has a cost. I committed to the residents of the Paris region that they won't be the ones paying for the cost of these extra public transport offering during the Olympics, but the visitors. That is why those who have subscriptions will not be impacted at all by these tariff increases. And we advise Paris region commuters to buy their tickets before July 20 so as not be impacted by this increase.
The Olympics will be held from the 26th of July and will go on until the 11th of August 2024, while the Paralympics will take place from the 28th of August and will go on till the 8th of September 2024 in France, where top athletes from around the world will vouch for the golden medal. Sports Desk, DD India.
The International Olympic Committee met in Paris for the first of 3 days of further talks. The board is set to review progress by organising committees for the upcoming Games, notably the 2024 edition. Members will also discuss the activities of the Olympic movement, the IOC commissions and the IOC administration. The board is set to visit Paris Olympic Village on Friday. And with this, it's a wrap here on Sports Buzz for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.